Welcome back to Evan's Repairs and Creations, where today I will be working on something very special. A Cosmic Kart by original Tony Karts. So this go-kart I'm about to show you, I got off Fixin' Marketplace for a very low price. It was a very good deal. I'm not going to disclose how much money I paid for it, just so no one gets jealous or says anything. But it was a very low price. So yeah, I'm going to show you the kart now and the stuff I got with it. All right, so here's the go-kart. Really cool go-kart. It is a Cosmic Kart by OTK, original Tony Karts. I'm not sure how old it is, maybe 10-15 years, not terribly old. It's in really good shape. It's a little dirty, a little dusty right now, but not terrible. Sorry for the background noises, but yeah, it's really nice kart. Like I said, I got it off Fixin' Marketplace for a really low price. It has a dual master cylinder for the brakes. Coming around the back here, you can see our hollow tube back axle, and our brake caliper and rotor. It did come with this computer here. It's supposed to have like a tachometer and speed and temperature and stuff like that. But yeah, so it doesn't have the original motor anymore, which was a 2-stroke. That's why it has this like tank with this thing and stuff, but we're probably not going to use that. Anyways, I also have wheels and tires for it for the back, which I will show in a second. So the deal that I got from the guy on Fixin' Marketplace also came with this Max Performance 224. It's never been run, it's brand new, it's never had oil or gas in it. But it's really nice. It's a 224, but it might be a little interesting to mount it. It comes with a clutch too. So this is all the stuff that came with it in the deal too. So we'll start over here. First of all, it has this sprocket. It's probably like a, I don't know, maybe 64 tooth. Oh, here, 71 tooth, which is probably not the size we're gonna want to be using, because this was probably the size that they would have used for a 2-stroke that revs high. But with a Predator, we might just want to use a smaller one. I don't know. These two go in this for the engine mounting plate. We'll get to that later. Here's the box for the Micron 4 Kart Tech lap timer and temperature gauge. Kart tachometer. So yeah, pretty cool. Over here, I'll start over here for the stuff. We've got like a front bumper and a back bumper. These are the two tires and rims. They're MG tires, plus the what are they called? Hubs, wheel hubs. And then over on my workbench, I also have an extra set of rims. These rims are forged magnesium, same with the ones on the kart, but these also are formed magnesium and forged magnesium, and they're very expensive. I'll just say that. Anyways, back over here, we have an extra axle. They're just hollow tube axles. Here's some sort of like a fender bracket or something. These are manuals for another part of the computer. It's like a Smarty Cam. which I have somewhere. Right here, under it. Smarty cam. It's like some sort of a camera sensor thing. I don't know but what it is, but yeah, I have it. Here's some exhaust stuff for the Predator. Some more stuff for the Predator. This is for the clutch, actually. That's set screws. This is intake or air intake cover for the Predator. That too. Here's the quick start guide. Here's the gas tank, which we will be using because I don't feel like using the original nasty gas tank. Here's the owner's manual, some extra jets and like bowl gaskets and stuff. This is a side fender, side bumper thing. Here's another side bumper thing. These are brackets for the front and back fenders. This goes right on your steering wheel, kind of. It goes like right here. In this box is a kart tire tool. It helps like remove the tires easier. Over here, some more parts. So we've got like a bunch of wires for the computer, some extra like screws and stuff, more screws, some like bushings, a plate. Here's the original exhaust to the Predator, some brackets. This and this were the stock throttle setup on the Predator, which for some reason they took off. I would like to put it back on, but I don't know, maybe not. Some more screws. What does it say on the bag? Bead retainer. Oh, they're bead retainer. Yeah, here's the exhaust gasket, which for some reason is all chewed up, even though it's brand new. More brackets. Like I said, everything's marked with the OTK brackets. I have a really nice clutch cover, which I won't be using because this is for like a two-stroke. More brackets. This is a different sensor for the computer. It's the GPS sensor or something. We've got like a oil to gas measurement, the mix miser. Again, we're not running a two-stroke. Here's like a header and very cheap muffler. Here's the air filter for the Predator, a bunch of chain. I don't know what this is, another bracket for something. So yeah, and then over here we've got like a tire holder thing for when you're taking the tires off the wheels, I guess. Another rear sprocket, or another rear hub for the tires. Something. Another piece for the Predator. Like a gas tube filler thing. And then some metal polish. Yeah. That's all of that stuff. It was a very low price. I'm not going to disclose it for the whole deal, but it was very low price, very good, very reasonable. Anyways, let's start talking about how we're going to figure out mounting the engine. Okay, so here's our original mounting plate, and this guy is maybe going to work. Possibly. We're going to figure it out. But basically, let me give you the gist of it. So, the guy that had it before me, he had it. He says he bought the kart frame and all the parts from his co-worker, and then he and his son were going to put it back together and drive it around. And he said he worked on it for one day with his son, and his son was like, nope, not happening. I don't like this kind of stuff. And so he was just like, well, I guess I'll sell it. So here I am. Anyways, he didn't know how to mount the engine. So he bought 2 of these very large, thick pieces of steel, which I really don't want to use because it's funny. This cart is like a super lightweight cart. Like, I could pick this whole cart up by itself with like one hand. Like, it's so light. It's actually crazy. Yeah. Anyways, this might work for the Predator. Maybe. So I'm going to put the Predator on here. It's going to be really close. So let's grab the Predator and see how it does. Okay, so here it is on this plate. Obviously the plate was made for a 2-stroke, and I have the back 2 holes here lined up, but unfortunately these front 2 holes are just, here's the plate, here's the front 2 holes. It's too long. Unfortunately, it would work if it was the right length distance, but it's not. Anyways, the clearancing is super close, but it works. Like, super close to the seat. But if we got rid of this piece here, it just might fit. Now the only issue here, we're only getting 2 bolts into the engine. I want these 2 to be bolted in too. So we do have this go-kart, which has a similar style engine mounting plate. So I want to take that one off and see if possibly it would work for this, maybe. Okay, so the bracket from this go-kart is right here. That's the bracket that was on this go-kart originally. Anyways, it would work, but unfortunately the motor just, it can't shift over anymore. And I mean, the holes are just slightly off, which sucks. If I had maybe like another 1.5 inches of clearance, it would work. But we're gonna have to come up with something else. So I'm gonna do some brainstorming, maybe some research, see what people have done online, and I'll check back with you guys. Okay, well, I finished an engine mount of sorts. What I did was I mounted this to this plate with 4 holes, and then you can see those under there, and then I put 4 holes under this plate and mounted that on there. And these holes for the engine are just outside of this, so we're good. I had to put some spacers in so the engine wouldn't hit those bolts there, or vice versa for on the bottom. But hopefully it works. I've got it kind of mocked up right now, and it's all kind of in line there. If we move this over to here and flip this around, don't mind my thumb, I got a little cut, but I'll be okay. But if we flip this around, and then with this tall side over here, line this up and got a straight edge down here, put that straight edge on the clutch. I don't know, it's gonna be close, but I'm going to slide the axle part way out so we can fit this over here, and let's see if it'll fit. I'll be back with you in a second with my verdict. Okay, as you can see, the engine is all mounted. It's on there nice and tight. Everything's mounted up down here, and it does work. I actually ended up flipping the clutch around so the sprocket side was facing in, but I just figured that it would actually work easier if we had it facing out, and it actually fits. I have everything lined up. It looks great. It actually works perfect. I have the tension just how I want it. Yeah, looks perfect. Works perfect. So now we're going to move on to mounting the back tires, and the way you do that is there's these little keys for the back axle, and these fit into these little holes like that, and then the hub slides on over that, and that acts as a keyway. But I only have one and I need two, so I gotta figure out, can I possibly try to replicate one of these? Because these carts, I can only find these keyways from like eBay in Europe, and it's like $12 shipping plus the $5 charge for the key, and I don't want to end up paying like $18 for this. I don't know. There's some little more local, but they're still like $15 for a tiny key. So let me look around, see if I have any spare metal that I can try to replicate one with, and I'll roll from there. Okay, so here's what I needed. Here's what I made. It turned out decent, and it does fit if you're asking. So it's not perfect, but it should, whoops, it should work. So put this guy in here. Perfect fit, right? Maybe. There we go. Looks perfect. Take this guy, put him down in here. And I mean, it looks good. This one's just barely thinner than the other one, but with the wheel hub locked down on it, it shouldn't move. And it should do just fine. So I'm gonna put the wheels on, and let's hope it all goes as planned. All right, the wheels and tires are back on. Everything rolls like it should. Looks good. I did go ahead and hook the stock throttle stuff back up, because that's a lot easier than trying to figure out something else, because you can just clamp your throttle cable right here and put the cable itself through this and just tighten it down. Just, it's a lot easier. Or there's one over here too. But yeah, I did go ahead and unhook the governor arm. I just thought might as well, because I wasn't sure exactly how to hook all that stuff up. But might have a little more fun without that. But yeah, I hooked up a little, like, the throttle connector here. You can just see it. It's made out of an old metal clothes hanger. I watched a video on YouTube of some old guy doing that, and you can just barely see in there. Right there. But it moves like it's supposed to, and everything should work. I left that there, so if it doesn't work out and it's not, like, if it's just not running right or something, I can always just hook the governor back up. Anyways, I think I'm going to put the original gas tank back on it, because, like, fuel line's still here and everything. Also because I don't want to finagle with that tank, because it's still got dirty old mixed fuel in it, and it's like nasty old stuff, and it's got like a fuel hose like disintegrated in there, and it's just gross. So we'll probably just try to hook up the original fuel tank for now. In the future, maybe we can hook up a pulse pump, because this might be a vacuum line output here on the intake. If anybody knows that's watching this video, let me know in the comments. I think this is a vacuum port here. because it's like they've got it like plugged off and stuff. I think that's a vacuum port, and I think that would work for using a pulse pump, because I can't hook up an electric fuel pump because there's no stator on this engine to generate electricity for a battery. So we could go with the pulse pump eventually, or I've seen people like drill a hole in the top of the crankcase right here and use that vacuum, but I'm probably not gonna do that. I don't know, maybe someday. But now I'm gonna go ahead, work on getting the fuel tank hooked up, work on bleeding our brakes, getting those brakes working properly, and then I'll catch back up with you on the camera. So yeah, here we go. All right, back on the go-kart. I already have the brakes bled, and so we're good there. We have a lot of pedal. It locks up the brakes, so we're good. Over here on the engine, I hooked up the gas tank, and that is hooked up. I also installed our exhaust header, and I installed my throttle cable, which got here just like a couple minutes ago. Here's how I did that down here, but when you press on the pedal, it looks great. We have lots of pedal feel, so we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and put oil in it. Also, I went ahead and kind of set up our computer. So here's the computer, and the only things I was able to hook up was our what is this called, a tachometer wire, which that just wraps around, spark plug wire right there. That's hooked up, and I also hooked up a it was like a sensor for like a GPS kind of. It's more for lap timer, but it'll work. So let's put the oil in this, and then we'll take it outside and start it up and do a break-in. All right, let's get the oil in it. I already have the drain plug out, or the plug. So I'm gonna pour this into here. Oh shoot, just got a little bit. That's my bad. Underestimated the angle. Okay, let me see how much is left in it. I just want to go a little bit more. All right, that should be good. All right, so we're gonna start it up. I took the clutch off and chain off just because I don't want to wear out the clutch, because we just gotta let it sit here and run for like an hour to break in. Now we got oil in it, let's put some gas in it. All right, that should be good. All right. Let's turn our computer on here. Okay, it is on. Let's turn fuel on. Fuel is on for the first time. Okay, choke is on. Let's try to start it. Oh. I'm just gonna let it run really at a really low idle here for a second to let it get the oil moved around. start it up and go for our first ride. All right, we're on. Let's hit it. Perfect. Oh, let me turn the throttle or idle up a little bit. All right, I turned the idle up. Here we go. All right, it's maiden voyage. The moment you've all been waiting for. Is there any cars coming? All right, let's start Derek up. All right, ready? Here, give it a little gas, just a touch. A little more, maybe. Oh, it would help if I turned it on. Yeah. All right, you're going. We're good to go. It's got acceleration. He is moving. It's majestic. It scrapes the ground, it's so low. Yes, sir, Derek doing donuts. Derek is a monster. Yes, sir, bro. Hey, do it again. I didn't catch that one. Yes, sir. All right, hit it. Whew. Hey, spin out, spin out. Do it again. Aww. We lost our zip tie that holds our throttle on, so that's why it died. He'll be back in a second with another zip tie. Right, zip tie's back on. Let's go ahead and start him back up. Ready? Yeah. Alright. Alright. Fuel is on. Let's go. Give it a little throttle. Oh. Come on. Ready? Oh shit! Did we lose our chain? Oh, the clutch set screws. Clutch set screws came out. Perfect. Well, let's fix those. Okay, as you can see, both clutch set screws fell out, and I can't find either of them anywhere. So, good thing we have another option. Let me show you what that is. So as you can see right there, instead of using set screws, there's two of them. There's one here and then there's one like, jeez. right there. I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna put a bolt in the crankshaft and with a washer, and now the clutch is nice and tight on there. So yeah, we're good. So I guess we could probably take it for a ride now just to make sure everything's working properly again. All right, I fixed all the stuff in the clutch. Let's fire it up and just take it for a short little ride around just to make sure everything's working. Fuel's on, choke is on. Well, thanks for tuning in to today's episode. It was kind of a long one, but there was a lot of work to be done to the go-kart. It is very fast. It goes really fast. At its top speed of about 29-30-ish, I got it up to about 4,800 or 900 or so. I'm sure I could get more out of it. I just don't want to give it all the beans yet since it's still a brand new engine. But yeah, it's really fun, really awesome. So yeah, in a future episode, I might clean it up more, make it look nicer, touch up the paint, maybe stuff like that. And then I might even mount the plastics, like the side plastic pieces and the front and back bumpers. But yeah, you guys let me know in the comments what I should do with this thing. If I should save up my money and maybe try to convert it back to full racing go-kart, or if I should just keep going with the way I'm doing it with 4-strokes. I don't know. You guys let me know. But thanks for watching. If you like my content, go check out my other videos. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.